How's the audio? You got your headphones on, right?
Self-conscious.
You got it. Okay, what did you say?
Oh, my apple.
You want your apple? All right, so we're rolling, right?
Okay.
What are we doing?
Today, hi.
Oh, we're doing it now? No, just wait.
Oh, okay.
Okay, ready? Count it down for us, director Allie.
Yeah, go, Allie.
5, 4, 3.
I was just joking. I didn't think she was actually going to count it down.
The last three are supposed to do silent.
Yeah.
The last 3?
Yeah.
5, 4.
5, 4.
Why?
Silent.
It's what you do. That way you don't hear in your voice or in the
I
camera.
thought you just did the
Yeah. Okay, now your voice is on the
Oh,
camera.
jeez. All right, go, Allie.
5, 4.
Oh, it's quiet. Sorry, I shouldn't have talked. Hey, here we are. This is episode 3 of this crazy Talk Story Unscripted.
Yes.
Can you believe it? Here we are again.
Welcome to Talk Story. I'm Doug.
And I'm Pete.
Hi.
Hello. How's it going? Hey, Doug,
Good.
so let's get right into it.
Yeah.
So the last couple of times we talked a bit about story. We talked about film.
Yeah.
And the fact that film's a great medium to tell a story, and story is all about transformation, right?
Yeah, and the character.
Yeah. So as believers,
Mm-hmm.
it's a great place to share stories of transformation, of redemption, of those types of things.
I
So-
know, and it's such a beautiful thing to capture. And one of the really great aspects of doing film to capture that story is using the tools you have to help to tell the story.
What, like a
Well-
spatula?
A fork, knife, no. The tools I'm talking about is your cameras, your lighting, your audio, all these different things, props, set, design. So much goes into telling the story.
Yeah, that's true. I got a new tool right now.
What is your new
You
tool?
notice it?
Where is it?
I'm totally disappointed you don't see it. I got new glasses, dude.
I
And actually, I was supposed to take them off because I don't really need them for
Oh,
this.
because you don't want to look like
too
me.
clear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then I look like you. So
Yeah.
I'm going to take them off. right
Okay,
now.
okay.
But yeah, tools are important. Sorry,
Yes.
that was totally...
So tell me, Pete, so what are some of the tools that you have experienced that have been essential in making films?
Well, I guess the most essential thing in making a film is a camera.
Yeah.
You need a camera.
Hard to beat that.
Although there are times when my wife is driving and she's trying to capture the sunset. It's amazing. We're driving and I said, Sharon, just put the camera down and take a mental shot of that, because you're not gonna. It's you can't do it, right? It's just
Right.
incredible.
Yeah.
So camera work is really important. The camera really is important.
Right, your people that are watching it are seeing it through the lens of the camera.
That's right. And in essence, the camera is like a character. It really is, because that's where your audience can see what is going on, the
Right.
story you're trying to tell.
Right.
But really, photography, cinematography is all about painting with light. So it's all about having the right light, and it really changes the feel of the story as well, depending on how you light it and depending on how your camera is shooting. And we're going to talk about lighting a bit, but first let's talk about the camera.
It's so crazy to think about the concept of camera work just simply being painting with light. I mean, I remember when you said that in the call on the street, and it still sticks in my mind how unique of a concept that is.
Yeah, it's amazing that we can even do that.
Right.
And it's a beautiful thing. So with that, there are certain elements, like there's what's called aperture, and there's shutter speed, and those types
Right.
of things. And aperture has to do a lot with focusing.
Right.
So I'm sure you've probably seen a movie where it focuses in on a particular person's face, or maybe his hands or her hands or something, and what does it do? It brings focus to that
Right.
particular
And
situation.
everything else is blown out
Everything
or
else
blurred
is
out.
blurry, yeah. And that's called shallow depth of field, and that's a beautiful thing to do, and that's a very cinematic thing to do.
Right.
And the whole purpose of that is to really bring attention to a particular situation,
Right.
a person's emotion, or it could be an artifact or something that, a clue we've been looking at
Right,
for the
right.
film, and that type of thing.
And
So
it
that
makes
becomes
it look
important.
so unique and artistic and cinematic and standing out.
Yeah, exactly. The other issue is shutter speed. Sometimes with shutter speed, you can create an image that looks very focused and very clear, and when there's a lot of movement, that's really important. Shutter speed in cinematography is important, and also various speeds of shutter speed. So, or shooting the camera, you can get slow motion, you can get
Right.
high speed things, I remember shooting a small film, and there was an action thing, there was a fight in it, and I actually had to speed certain things up to make it more
Right, yeah.
excitable,
Yeah.
right?
So it's not just
Yeah.
now it's wah!
Yeah, or even if it was pretty quick, but it
Right.
needed to be quicker.
Ah.
So those types of things are good, and they're all elements of storytelling.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's really important.
It's cool for me how different angles of the camera can do different things. Like we
Yes.
just set up another extra camera in here that's up above.
Oh, hey everybody!
And this perspective.
Wait, what are you looking at? I can't-
in this perspective, you can make the subjects look kind of inferior. Yeah?
Yeah.
When someone's looking down on them, they look really small.
Yes.
And if you had a camera down here,
Don't judge me.
if you had a camera down here looking up, we would look
You look
really
grand.
superior.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love different directors who will do different camera angles, unique, wild, perspectives that really kind of help to, in a really wild, mind-bending moment, they'll have the camera do all kind of crazy
Yeah.
stuff to help portray that part of the story.
That's right. And sometimes it makes you feel out of balance,
Wow,
which you want to
yeah.
do for the audience.
Right.
This is a dream sequence, or it's a bad situation. Maybe the
Right.
person just took an overdose of drugs or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. And all of a sudden, as a viewer, we're beginning to feel that just by the way the camera is being operated,
Right.
which is really important. The other element of cameras, not just angles, it's also movement. So, which is what we were just talking about a
Right.
bit. Where these days there's incredible tools
Yeah.
where you can take a camera and you can move it through a scene, and you can be part of it.
Adds such depth
Yes.
to the shot.
And again, but the whole thing is why do we do this, Doug?
You want to help tell the story.
That's right. It's all still about
Right.
the story.
Right.
That's the most important thing.
So it's not about trying to be cool with your shot. It's about what do we need to convey in the situation. If we're showing that this is a really intense moment with all these different characters, you want to be able to pan around to see the whole movement of what's happening around to kind of put the person in that part of the story.
Yes, exactly. Now, I know we've been kind of talking about films and stuff, but I just want to put a little note here and say I don't recommend any movie. The reason being is lots of times I forget there's movies that I forgot about that scene. That's
Right.
kind of a shaky scene.
Right.
So I'm not gonna say what my favorite films are. However, I will say a really good movie to see.
Loophole.
Yeah, is 1917. It's a war movie. I've been telling you to go see it.
I know.
but
I need to go
You're
see
too
it.
busy. Whatever.
Come
Anyway,
on,
you're
man.
missing out yourself. So you got to see this thing. And when you watch it, Doug, when you finally watch
Yes,
it one
yes,
day,
Indeed.
look at the camera angles. It'll blow your mind. And then again, it's all about reinforcing the story.
Right.
And we'll talk about that once you see it. But anyway.
I was listening to Ron Howard talking about positioning of characters on camera and how you don't ever want to put a character right up against a wall and just straight
Yes.
onto that wall unless you're trying to convey that part of the story, that emotion, that person's trapped up
Yes.
against the wall or in a tight situation. Other than that, you usually want to have depth behind them, right?
That's right. Yeah. Perfect.
I love that part of storytelling.
It's the same with photography. I always tell people, if you're going to photograph somebody, please don't put them up against a wall. I mean, unless you're making a poster for the post office,
Right.
that, 10 most wanted or something. But please, show some depth of field there.
Right,
It's really
right.
important, and it's just a simple thing. But
Yeah.
that's the difference between a pro and an amateur, really.
Yeah, I hear
So
you.
that's really important.
So, along with camera, what are some of the other areas, other tools that you would use for storytelling? And
Well, the next tool, we're talking about painting with light. Therefore, the next thing would be light.
light.
Having a lot of light or a little light or focusing the light on particular things, that's really important too.
Right.
And then you're talking about color temperature,
Right.
meaning you can add a particular color to the image to create something warm
Right.
or
Cold.
cold.
Right.
Again, telling the story, what you're trying to do with that story.
And as a consumer watching the film, you don't even most of the time, you don't even recognize these little subtle things with color.
Yeah.
But you do feel the emotion. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
do catch hold of what that cold scene is or scary,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that warm scene feels good. It feels loving and kind.
Yeah. And actually, that's what it should be all about. Anything you shoot, anything you film, you don't want to draw attention to how you're filming it.
Right.
You want to draw attention to the story.
Exactly.
And that's really important.
You're not trying to distract. you're trying to engage and bring them in more.
Yes, exactly. They're all puzzles and pieces that come together to tell the story.
Right.
And speaking of which, we're here in Hawaii, and Doug, what do you think about the Hawaiian light here? I mean, if we plan to take this thing out of this place and go to some great locations. I mean, what would you say about that, about the Hawaiian light here?
I've seen sunsets and sunrises in different places in the world, but there is something so unique about the golden hour, as they call it, of when the sun first comes up and right before it goes down. It's so beautiful here in Hawaii. The textures and the colors here are wonderful. I remember watching Moana.
Yeah.
And in that movie, they have these textures at a certain scene of the sun's going down, and it's like they captured it. They did such a good job.
That's a 3D movie, right?
Yes, I do. It's not a real movie, I know, but nonetheless,
just checking.
They were able to do it, and you're watching it, and you just feel so rich. The colors in there of the sunset.
They really. They did. As a matter of fact, backing up to remember the other Disney animation, Lilo and Stitch,
right
here, taking place here in Hawaii. They sent the animators here to Hawaii, spent time here to understand the color and the atmosphere, and that's how unique Hawaii is. It's really a beautiful spot. So we're really blessed to be here, to be part of it. And so yes, we have a lot of light in here, as you can see all around us, and we're painting with light. But man, to get out there in various places, it's going to be fun to see what we can do. It's challenging, nothing like the sun, like trying to work that out. It's going to be challenging, but it's also very beautiful.
There's nothing like it.
Yeah, that's right. So I think we mentioned this in our first podcast. If any of you watching this have any secret spots that you think would be a great backdrop for a podcast, please let us know. Just put a comment if you're on social media, or send us an email. Go directly to the link on the screen. We want to know. I mean, we're excited about going out and doing that, and it's going to be great to be out in Hawaii. Better than this room. That's for sure.
Right, get some fresh air. Yeah, it's a beautiful place we live in. And if you want to get involved, once again, please get a hold of us for that too. We're so excited about collaborating with other people on this island.
Yes, that's right. We've been working on developing what we're calling Kalo Creative Collective, and it's basically getting creatives together, and whether you're a story writer, an actor, a filmmaker, an audio guy, a musician,
animator,
that's right. Our director today is an animator. She's shaking her head no. I don't know, Doug. What do we do?
I don't know.
Well, hey, we're out of time. We got to roll. But till the next podcast, God bless you guys, and have a great week.
See you soon.